Give me the counter. Hi, everyone. Welcome to Fight Net Radio. Andrew Labouche, Miguel Antonio Barragan, and my name is Lee Honish. First and foremost, go to fightnetradio.media. Scroll down and find a way to listen to the show or watch the show. We are on both YouTube and Facebook with a video representation of this audio you're listening or audio of the video you're watching. You can follow me on Instagram, and you can follow that guy over there, Miguel Antonio Barragan, at FightFiendMigs, both on YouTube and Instagram. Also on here, you can find our Facebook feed and the latest news. It is a full functioning website, cornucopia of stuff to do. Also, please do follow us on Facebook at fight.net.radio. Also, our newest sponsor, Big Al's Tiki Bar. That's right, Big Al's Tiki Bar of San Diego. Just go to bigalstikibar.com or look them up on Yelp next time you're in San Diego. Big Al's Tiki Bar, where we believe in passing out before sunrise. That's Big Al's Tiki Bar. They're not paying me to say it, but what of you at Big Al's Tiki Bar? Just go ahead and look it up on Yelp, Facebook, or just type in Big Al's Tiki Bar. And they've also requested to follow them on Facebook at Big Al's Tiki Bar. There's our newest sponsor, Andrew. Aren't you proud? Wait, we have one more sponsor.
Very nice.
Geloso Gelateria. Queen Victoria Market F-Shed. That's right, he works out of a shed. Sam Navajero, our producer, makes gelato at Geloso Gelateria. Look it up. It's Geloso Gelateria on Facebook. Follow him. And when you're in Melbourne, ask for the Jizz Gelato. Go to geloso.com.au. That's geloso.com.au. And ask for it by name. Give me, Sam, the Jizz Gelato. Is that Sam's wife? Because she's hot. And Sam's kind of a toad. He kind of married above himself. Go check the picture out online at Geloso Gelateria. Maybe she's just like a friendly person who works there and she feels bad for Sam. Hey, I'll pretend I'm with you. And Sam's going to go, that's really my wife. And I would say, you married above yourself, Sam. You married above yourself. Much like Andrew, you married above yourself. You guys are pulling in way better than you actually should be. Or you could be like me and Miguel and go, yeah, we got nothing. Got nothing for it. Here's how the show works. We start off with a quick roundtable, and then we go through the news. There isn't very much news, so yes, you guessed it. This show, specifically, we are going to rewatch Floyd Mayweather, or highlights, or till Andrew gets tired of it. Highlights, video. That means if you're listening to the audio, go to fightnetradio.media, and you can watch the video of us watching the fight with our commentary. And boy, do I have a lot to say about it, especially Abner Maris's hair and or hairline. What was going on with those little flecks of little tiny hair that were below his hairline that looked like he had eraser shavings glued to his head? You guys think I'm kidding? That's a fact. So we'll get to it. First and foremost, Miguel, you're back from Tijuana. How was it?
It was good. It actually rained yesterday morning. I was only there for a weekend doing some family biz, but we live on the ghetto side of Tijuana, so the roads are all fucked up. We took my truck, well, my mom's truck. But it was a quick turnaround. I just got back literally like a couple of hours ago, so I'm still feeling a little lethargic from the road. But all in all, it was a safe trip. We were stuck at the border for about an hour and a half this morning around 4 a.m. So I was like, oh crap! But we managed to get through it. So once we got past that, it was all good.
Give a tip for Tijuana. What's your favorite taqueria?
Oh man. Shit, I don't even know what the hell it's called. It's literally down the street from where I'm at. Like, it's at the freaking street. Usually it's the street tacos, right? But that's pretty much what it is. But I don't even know what the hell the name is.
Are you carnitas or carne asada?
Oh, carne asada, 100%.
Really?
Yeah.
You can pass up on that carnitas.
Yeah, dude. I mean, not to say that I haven't had the carnitas. That's usually round number 2. But I go with carne asada as the front seat.
And straight up, right? Guacamole
oh hell yeah.
With the the real way. Yeah. I don't know how people cherry pick that shit and decide what to have and what not to have.
Yeah.
And I'm not even sure if guacamole is correct, but when they do it, so good. So good. Andrew Labouche is our correspondent up in the Bay Area, keeping an eye on all things in the Bay Area. Andrew, how are you?
Doing good, Lee.
How is the Bay Area, Andrew? Is the bridge still there?
Yes, everything's fine. Everything's still here.
All right. We are just a few days away from the birthday party. Have you installed the pool?
Nah, we did the birthday party.
Oh, that was this weekend. Okay.
Yeah.
How'd it go? How'd it go? Look, we live vicariously through this.
It was hectic. I don't know. It's too much. It was hot. Went good.
It went good. Was it just hot?
Yeah.
And there wasn't
it was hot.
beer, and it just went on too long?
Yeah.
That's kind of the vibe I'm getting. What a sales pitch. You know, you carried people on Fight Net Radio for 3 weeks about getting ready for this birthday party. You get to the birthday party, and the sales pitch was, it happened. It happened.
There's still gifts that are not even unwrapped, Lee. How about that? Okay.
Oh, I love you, Andrew.
I don't even know where I'm going to do it at all. It's just in the living room right now. We don't even have a bedroom for her.
Oh,
Fuck
my
we
God.
can do it this stuff.
Just build it on the back in your spare time.
Hey, I got a pad back there. I just laid a 10 by 10 and a 13 by 13. So, yeah, something's going up. There's going to be another room out there eventually.
Well, you've almost got an 18-year-old like me. You just move right back.
No, probably the two boys. I kicked their ass back there.
Like concrete, like a jail cell, just little tiny holes that they can't get out of at night and just make big, thick concrete walls. For those of you who don't know anything about Andrew's sons, one of these fine lads is the one who actually carved a gun in school, which Andrew regaled us in a tale of shivving a guy at the same age when he was in school. So there's no surprise about what's happening in Andrew's household. I worked on getting Big Al's open. I'm actually pretty proud about being the owner bouncer of Big Al's Tiki Bar. I'm going to try to do an episode of Fight Net Radio out there. Again, no joke. Go to Big Al's Tiki Bar. It is an invite-only tiki bar. The only one of its kind in San Diego. There are lots of tiki bars, but there is no Big Al's. That's our saying. Thanks. This is how the show works. We rewind, we talk about the news, and then we will talk about the biggest thing that occurred, which, yes, remarkably, was Chad Ochocinco getting dropped by a guy who was 0-1. But we'll get to it. We rewind the clock 1 week to where we last talked about. We'll get to that. Wilder versus Fury to avoid. Wilder finally speaks. Deontay Wilder had this to say: Fury tried to avoid me like a coward. Now there's nowhere to run, nowhere to hide. By the way, there are no less than 8 stories about different boxers and heavyweight people talking that Deontay is going to get his ass handed to him in this fight. And I mean, everyone is talking about him getting his ass handed. For those of you who don't know, live under a rock, the fight is set July 24th. Tyson Fury, who you have not heard from, has gone underground to go get ready. But Deontay has surfaced to say, now that we have an ETA and a location of where we're about to go, it makes training much more intensified. Now it means something. It's for certain now, Wilder said. There's nowhere to run, nowhere to hide. You've got to go through me. I'm the hardest puncher in heavyweight history, and I'm going to continue to do that. All right. He had more to say. I'm ready to get this title back. We're contractually obligated to have a fight. He gave his word. When you do all that and we have proof, you've got to abide by that. What the fuck is this, traffic court? You got to handle the business, and you can't close the chapter without going through Deontay Wilder. All right, there's so many things to unpack in his sentence. First one I'm going to ask is of you, Andrew. Let's just get to this. Do you have to go through Deontay Wilder to handle your business?
Well, yeah. I mean, the court's sided with Team Wilder, so he's getting the trilogy fight. Don't know what's going to change. Tyson Fury has dominated this man twice. 2 punches separate them right now. I think Tyson, I gave him 9 rounds in the first fight. I gave him all the rounds in the second one. Nothing's going to change. And I think the reason why people have Deontay losing this fight faster than he did in the previous 2 is for the simple fact that he's starting the bullshit again.
Yep.
He's starting the character, the role playing, the changing of the voice. I'm going to kill him. And, I get paid to do this. I get paid to hurt people. Listen, that's all fine and dandy. when you start getting your fucking head beat in again by Tyson Fury for the third time because he's done it twice, do you know how fast this man's going to break mentally in that ring? I mean, this is what was so dangerous. This is why I say this is the end of Deontay Wilder's gimmick if he does not perform in this trilogy fight with Tyson Fury. It's over. No one's going to come back. Literally, movies or WWE will be what Deontay Wilder's future is if he loses Tyson Fury again.
All right, I move it to you, Miguel, with the question of his ass is mine, right? Where was this fine line? There's nowhere to run, nowhere to hide. You got to go through me. I'm the hardest puncher in heavyweight history. Is he the hardest hitter in heavyweight history, Miguel?
No, absolutely not. Is he one of the hardest ones? Yes, of course. But if you look at the way he throws punches, it's almost like he's hacking. If he actually, threw that punch harder or straighter, maybe. But when he does throw it and it is straight, whenever the hell that happens, he gets himself his KOs. So one of the hardest hitters, yes. The hardest hitter, hell fucking no.
All right. What do you think about? And here's the other little tidbit. He's already started it was the gloves.
Oh, here we go.
It was the gloves and my
trainer. What is he going to say this time? Jesus, no, we had the fight scheduled earlier, and then it took longer to make it happen, and then that was the reason or something. It's just, there's always going to be something. I suspect that Wilder is going to come in here a little bit smarter. I do think the fight's going to go further, because again, he does have that right hand, and that is the great equalizer. And I'm sure that Fury isn't going to go in here completely oblivious to that, and he's going to go in there careful, of course. But he is going to press the action, and he is going to make Deontay move back. So I don't know. I think the fight is going to last longer. It's going to go into the later rounds, maybe 9th, 10th or so. But I still don't see him winning. I don't see him learning anything new. I don't see him doing anything differently. We're going to get the same two fights that we already had, with Fury pretty much winning that first one and then taking him out in the second one. I don't see what he's going to do differently in this third one. We're going to see a repeat of the second fight, I'm sure.
Okay, so here's the question I posed. This is a PBC event per the contract. Mm-hmm. That would mean Tyson Fury has to win by KO. If this gets close, it's going to be a draw, which will take us to a fourth fucking fight. Yeah, Andrew.
No, I don't know. Vegas kind of is clamoring for the Joshua Fury purse bid, however you want to say it. Whoever gets that fight is going to make a lot of money that night. Possible 2 fights already been signed. You always got to
lean by the promoter. You got to lean on the promoter's guy.
Yeah. Is it going to be Kenny Bayless as a ref?
Sure. I think Bob Arum has more pull right now with Tyson Fury than Al Heyman with Deontay Wilder. Look, this fight ruins a lot if Wilder is the win. No one wants to see that. Everyone wants to see the biggest heavyweight fight in a long time, and that's Fury Joshua. And yeah, we got to get through one more fight. That's fine. Did it have to happen? I don't know. The courts are saying it did. I don't know why. He wasn't ready for the trilogy. Mm-hmm. I mean, I didn't. What, the trilogy gets to come a year later? Oh wait, let my ear hear. I know you had a blown eardrum. I don't buy the bullshit of he cut the inside of my ear.
Yeah, he scratched me.
He had a blown eardrum. He had a hurt arm. Mentally he looked broken. Like, fuck this trilogy. What do you mean a trilogy? So no, I don't know why we had to do a third one. And I don't think Bob Arum and them want to put any money into this fight. They're already looking on to the next one. Tyson just needs to show up and beat Tyson Fury to Deontay Wilder. Seriously. Because twice now it's worked for him. The 2 punches, man, the 2 rounds where those right hands landed and dropped them. That's all Deontay gets to hang his hat on. Besides that, he's been dominated in this fight, and I'm telling you, I don't like his character anymore. He needs to let go of all that shit and just fight. But stop playing the Macho Man Savage fucking voice thing when you're doing the interview.
Oh yeah, brother.
Yeah, I'm gonna kill somebody. Yeah, I do this. I get paid to do this. What?
Shut. You didn't kill Elizabeth nobody. Tampered with my gloves.
Yeah,
he didn't kill no. He didn't even. Dude, he just released that video too. It's him and Malik Scott. It's like, bro, did you watch the rematch? Has anyone shown this guy the rematch? Bleeding from the ear, holding your arm, mouth open, staring at your corner, not knowing what the fuck you're doing.
Fuck Bret Hart.
Yeah, fuck Ric Flair.
Jeez almighty. Hey, is it this month or next month?
It's July 24th.
July
we gotta
24th.
get credentials.
Month and a half.
Oh, we gotta get credentials. We gotta get credentials. Bring back credentials. I'm ready to apply.
Yeah,
for that.
TBC,
They're
please.
definitely, Lee, you better be all over that because Vegas is opening up. So
I'll
credentials
crack the
have
MiG.
to be.
I will take the SS MiGs and we will invade the stadium in our Fight Net radio gear and a
Yes.
bullhorn. Going, why does the trilogy have to happen? And see how long it takes to get thrown out.
Oh, no. Don't do that.
No, don't do that. All right. Moving forward. Eddie Hearns. Yeah, we'll fight him or we'll drop the belt. Way to go, Eddie. Way to go. It won't go to first bid. Fucking Eddie Hearn. Right? All right. So Anthony Joshua, who's waiting around for the biggest payday of his entire existence with his newfound boxing skills, and I use air quotes quietly, for those of you who don't know, is been charged with his little court case of fighting Alexander Usyk, who no heavyweight wants to fight because it's really embarrassing to lose to a cruiserweight, who's really a light heavyweight. Let's be perfectly honest. According to Eddie Hearn, I feel like as long as the deal goes smoothly and no one tries to be clever, then I think the fight is quite automatic, Hearn told a group of reporters. And the way that the conversation has been going with Alex, who I've worked with for the last 3 fights, anyway, been sensible. So as long as everybody's sensible, i.e. you're not taking a lot of money, that's the fight. And I think it's a very good fight. It's not the Fury fight, which is the one everybody wants, but it's still a very good fight. He went on to say, I do not think we are going with negotiations. We would probably say to the WBO, if there's no deal by Monday or Tuesday, could we please have another week? Like if both teams say that, then they'll give you more time. You know? No, I don't know. But apparently I feel like the WBO is about to call my cell phone again. We'll either make a deal or we'll vacate. Why is it when we talk about the WBO, it is again like all the jokes we've made about the WBO being the broken girlfriend? Hey, we're the WBO. You guys really need to fight. How about you just wait another week till I'm done fucking this chick and then I'll come back to you. Okay. Do both parties agree? Yeah, we both agree. Okay, cool. I won't come back until you're done fucking the other chick. Like the WBO is almost pathetic in its, please don't take the belt off of Joshua. We'll wait. It's okay. I swear to God, they're literally like a sad, cheated on girlfriend all the time. Look, baby, I'll be back. Just wait a week.
Yeah, just wait a little bit for me. Just wait
a little bit for me. It'll be okay. Yeah. I guess there's a couple of questions here. Number one, let's start with the easy one, and I'll start with you, Miguel. Will we get Joshua versus Alex?
No, I'm pretty sure there's going to be a way around it. Like I number one, I don't see this fight even happening at all, and I don't see the WBO stripping, Joshua of it. They understand the significance of what AJ's fight with Fury, should Fury win. Of course, most likely he will, and what that significance has to the sport of boxing and the heavyweight history and whatnot. So I don't think they're going to try to be little bitches about it and be the monkey wrench. I don't think this fight's going to answer your first question. I'm not sure what the second question is, but the first one, no, I don't think they're going to go through with this fight with Usyk.
So the second question, which you've kind of answered, much like my ex, hey, I'm just going to keep fucking this dude, but you'll come back. You will. We'll stay.
Yeah.
It'll be okay.
They all come back. They always come back.
They always come back. This is so fucking true. Andrew Labouche, jilted ex-girlfriend, the WBO, who I'm pretty sure isn't going to call my phone today. I can't say that for sure. It did happen. If you check the archives, everyone, we had a show where they just called every 5 minutes for some remarkable reason. Andrew, are we going to see the fight?
I was doubting the fight was going to happen. I think the first time they asked Eddie Hearn, he told them, look, we'll drop the belt. So,
yeah, right.
And I don't know if they ever had it in their plans to defend the title against Usyk. It doesn't even make that much money, guys.
Right there, Andrew. We'll either make the deal or we'll vacate.
Yeah. And he said that on DAZN when I forgot, I think the Saunders Canelo fight. So That's always been there. The fight, I don't even know. Listen, Tyson Fury's going to make 50 million, 60 million when he fights Wilder. AJ's not going to make that fighting music. That fight's not huge. It's not doing anything out here. So they've got that angle too, where they can get out of this fight where it's just not marketable, and you can't argue against that. So that Usyk has that against him right now too. He just needs some bigger wins. Look, he does really good on with the diehards. A lot of diehards know him. He's always popping up in the background, but he's done no interviews or anything like that on the ESPN or DAZN. That's really where he needs to start getting into to try to get his name out there to get one of these fights.
Honestly, he needs to fight Dillian White and take that so-called WBC #1 whatever off of his ass and put him into position to be the backup to fight Tyson Fury. But hey, I'm just talking out loud. Moving forward,
it's gonna be if I had to bet, it's gonna be the grandpa of the division, Luis Ortiz.
Oh, so ugly. That's just gonna be
so
an
slow.
execution. Yeah.
He'll make AJ look like a good boxer again. Bink, jab, jab, right. Hold on.
Yep. No doubt. Moving forward, if you hadn't heard the news last week, Jim Lampley signs a deal with Triller Fight Club. Starts play-by-play on June the 19th. Jim Lampley, who's clearly hard up to go call boxing, and I can only say clearly hard up, and a is he gay? Did I just not know this about Jim Lampley? Like, this photo
I thought he
is
was
the
married.
gayest goddamn photo ever. Like, is your wife dressing you, bro? Like, what's happening there? That's some serious pussy whip shit. I am impressed that Triller Fight Club is aggressively seeking to put together the best telecast possible. Really? Hold on. That's the first question. Let's start right there. Just a yes, no. Andrew, are they trying to put on the best telecast possible?
Yeah, I mean, they signed him, and that's all he means by this statement. They signed him, so it's the best.
Thank you for translating that. I'm an idiot.
Yeah. That's
the first
just Lampley
telecast
being Lampley.
Yeah, oh yeah, that explains it all. The first telecast features Teofimo Lopez, conqueror of the great Vasily Lomachenko. Jesus. An exciting new talent who has already made a historic mark on the sport. That says it all for me.
And then you add me.
The cherry on top.
It is an honor and a privilege and millions of dollars to welcome the preeminent voice of boxing, Jim Lampley, to Triller Fight Club, said Ryan Kavanaugh. By the way, Ryan Kavanaugh looks like he's 16 years old. We will blend all the best elements of music, entertainment, and sports, and there's no one better to help lead our broadcast for our fans of all ages than Jim. What? Of all ages? Yeah, he's relatable. I guess that's my second question. I'll start with you, Miguel. Is he relatable to a 25-year-old hip-hop artist?
Him and Snoop, they're going to mesh well.
I mean, I know Home Dude is a hardcore drinker. I know he drinks because I've smelled that motherfucker's breath at noon. So maybe that's the closest he can relate to young cats is the fact that he drinks. And I'm sure, I mean, I would not be surprised if he's like half, buzzed during the broadcast itself. So that's probably to that extent that he can relate to any, young cat.
All right. Andrew, is this a good move in general, or is this just sad and pathetic for a gay alcoholic?
Well, look, he waited it out. He probably got a lot of money to come back to this. Look, these guys have overpaid for everything, right? They paid $6 million for the Lopez Camboso fight. That was $4 million over the second bid, highest bid. They probably paid Lampley millions of dollars to come back. So, is it a good move? We haven't seen it yet play out to say if it's good or not. What I've seen from Triller, I'm going to say no, this doesn't work. And, well, yes, Jim has been known, all the HBO guys were known to, at least the commentators, not the ex-fighters, but the commentators are known to have a few drinks before and after fights. IQ-wise, he trumps these men that Triller put out there so far. Like just the way they talk, the conversations they hold, he's not going to be he's not going to be mixing well with these guys at all. So no, I don't think it's going to. They're going to have to put him on there in an island by himself. The fight starts, you put Jim at the ring side, and you tell everyone else to shut the fuck up. You only talk when the bell rings or some shit. But yeah, they can't. Come on, dog. Oh shit.
That's my question. Who are they gonna put him?
Did he just get like? Have you ever heard Triller? Triller's outrageous, dude.
Yes.
You guys told me they said someone was rolling a blunt on Triller.
That fat dude at
Jim
the end of the table.
Lampley is not going to be sitting around while guys are rolling fucking drugs around him.
Yeah. Or like going along with their jumps, like squabble, cuz squabble, like what fool, like
squabble,
squabble. What does squabble mean? Can you translate?
It just means scrap, like like the cartoons when they're like fighting and it's this big old dust ball, like it's like a squabble, It's just that's pretty much what it is. But I hear the announcers Ray Flores trying to sound hip. It's like, okay, come on, guys. I don't think. I mean, that I want to know who else is going to be there with Jim. I mean, I don't know. I mean, Jim. It's yes, this is a good idea because he's the soundtrack of my youth watching, HBO boxing and having him. To this day, I still think HBO needs to have their own like specific streaming service for their boxing and their video library because I watch fights on YouTube all the time that isn't their commentating and it sucks. So. I like the fact they're doing this, but I mean, look at Jesus Christ. It's an obvious money, cash grab for Jim, right? Because I mean, who else are they gonna put him in with? Come on now, Ray Flores, fucking Snoop Dogg, Oscar De La Hoya, Frank Mir, what the hell, come on.
And not only that, this picture was taken a while ago. What's Jim Lampley look like today? We're all remembering Jim Lampley with HBO. Yeah. Jim might look, 10 years older now. He might be just an old ass man up there, looking more like Larry Merchant than Jim Lampley.
Wow.
Their last HBO show was October of 2018, 1921.
I have to believe that Al Bernstein quit. Like he had too much after the last broadcast, and they just were hustling for any big name to replace him. Like Al was like, "Fuck this!
Never again." You guys did not tell me you guys were going to do this.
Yeah. And Lampley's and I'm sure there's got to be a clause in it where Lampley can get out of it and take all the money. I think Lampley's good for one broadcast, and they're going to do that shit with the squabble, whatever the fuck, with who's the short dude on the end that we still don't know the name of?
Something Grimace Face or Grim Face?
Yeah,
or
crime time,
crime face.
Crime face.
Something like that.
I mean, Grimace. Let's just call him Grimace from McDonald's. Fuck them. Like, he's going to get paid. This dude's going to get paid, and then he's going to quit. I'm calling it right now. I'm pointing at the far left field wall. He's going to do one broadcast. Oscar's going to show up and be drunk. Mario's going to be there. It's going to be the same horse shit again because Snoop thought it was great. And unless Lampley is fucking just completely fucking drunk, which would be its own fucking car crash. Oh my God. If Lampley's fucked up and they're all fucked up, that might be the greatest broadcast of all time. Might be.
Yeah, but he's a veteran at it. Lee, he knows how to do a show. He's been doing that for a while with HBO. So no, I just think it's not going to work if it's him with all the guys that you're saying.
Well, there you go. Any predictions on how this turns out? Anyone want to make a prediction other than the one I laid out, which is probable?
No? What prediction was that he was going to put up the first show?
He's going to do one show. It's going to be a complete clusterfuck, and then he's going to just walk the fuck away and take all their money.
That sounds pretty plausible.
I guarantee that's why Bernstein's not saying a word. They probably gave him some kind of gag order and a payoff, and he walked out.
Yeah, it was creative differences.
What if it's him and Bernstein? That would be unique. Them two haven't called fights before, and they're kind of both.
I could get Al Bernstein and Lampley together. I kind of would be into that.
Yeah, didn't they call the Pacquiao and Floyd fight? I think that's the only time they've ever done it. No, I don't know if Lampley did that one, but at the time, one of them was with Showtime and one was with HBO. Pacquiao.
Oh, when you're talking Tyson, Holyfield, things like that, when they would bring the commentators together.
Mm-hmm. I think those are the only times.
Yeah, maybe Bernstein and Lampley did go already. Huh.
I'm telling you, I think Bernstein walked on him, but what do I know? Moving forward, Tyrone Woodley promises to KO Jake Paul easily, and it'll be the easiest fight of my career. This happened last week. This fight was made. This fight is booked. And now we're on to our next celebrity upcoming fight, except this time it's Tyrone Woodley. It's a little different. Now, while he lacks in boxing skills, his sheer, I'm just going to fuck you up and I don't care if I get DQ'd because I hate your ass, it's pretty strong and it's pretty deep on this, and he's been pretty outspoken about it, and Dana's letting him do it. That isn't a good combination. So I'll start with you, Miguel, as our expert. Does Tyrone have a shot?
You know, I guess I can say yes. He has a shot because he has some KO victories in his record. He has dropped some guys with the right hand, so he has the pop. No, obviously we know that his background is wrestling. He has an extensive pedigree in wrestling, so we all know again. Paul is going after a smaller, like naturally smaller, former mixed martial artist, or I guess he's retired, of course. That's what he says. Tyrone, or Tyron. And then, a guy who isn't naturally a good striker. So we see the same formula. It isn't anything special. But yes, he has a chance, of course, because he does have that right hand. He's more of a boxer and has more of a I guess, I don't know, a chin, I guess, that we can call it, than Ben Askren. So, yeah, there's a chance. That great of a chance, not so much, but there definitely is a chance. He's got better striking than Askren he does.
All right. Andrew, interested in this one?
No, I won't watch it, but I think he has a puncher's chance. Mm-hmm. That's what I would call Woodley's chances of winning this fight. It's just a puncher's chance. He knows how to throw. I've seen his highlights. He can bang. So, and these Paul guys aren't shit. These guys aren't, they box now, but they're not lifers in this sport. So he can get hit on his chin. I'm hoping Dana White had a talk with Woodley and released the hound. You know what I'm saying? Said, fuck it. I'll let you fight him. You need to take his head off though, because Woodley is putting a lot on his shoulders. I've heard him a few times come out in public now saying he's doing this for the sports. He wants to put an end to all this shit. So you start talking like that, man, you got to show up on fight night. So he's an athlete. He knows how to bang. I expect him to put a lot of work in the ring on the stand-up side and yeah, go in there and handle one of these kids finally. Yeah, I don't even know which brother. It's not the one. It's obviously this is the one that's 2-0, right?
Yeah. This is the one that
guy he's fighting where Mayweather fought the brother that hasn't even won.
Yeah.
Typical Mayweather. It's typical.
Moving forward, Chavez Jr. I feel I can KO Anderson Silva. I'm too skilled for him. No shit, Sherlock. For those of you who don't know, we are just let me pull up the calendar to make sure that I'm right. 11 days away from what I can only say is what the fuck, where Chavez Sr. will be beating up Camacho Jr. And in the co-main event, Chavez Jr. will be fighting somebody's grandfather. So, let's read his fucking quotes, because I know it's just going to make me crazy anyway. For those of you who don't know anything about the history of Fight Net Radio and going, why would you take so long about Chavez Jr. in quotes? You have not listened to Fight Net Radio. We are rather obsessed with him. Chavez Jr. had this to say: I'm surprised he took the fight. Really? He needs the money, asshole. Not for Anderson Silva, but a lot of UFC fighters come to fight in boxing. I'm a little surprised that Anderson Silva took this challenge. At the same time, the fight is 8 rounds. It's at 180 pounds, and that's better for him. That makes the fight more even. And the other thing, Anderson Silva fights 2 or 3 times in Anderson Silva fights 2 or 3 times in boxing.
He has fought. Is that what he's trying to say? He has fought.
So
I guess even more than that. Anderson Silva fights 2 or 3 times in boxing. All right, so it's just bad English. Well, we knew that about Chavez Jr. So he knows how to box. I think it's another level, but I'm never overconfident. Yes, you are. Because I never fought at 180 pounds. Yes, you have. And I never fought 8 rounds. Yeah, you have. I'm better than him. I'm a better fighter. I can beat him. Did he really say he's never fought 8 rounds?
Huh?
Does he mean that's like the time limit on the fight? What are you trying to say? That your first fights were automatically 10-round fights, or you jumped from like 4, 6, 10? Like you're the first guy ever who went 4, 6, 10. I could be wrong about this, so I will turn to our Golden Gloves correspondent, Andrew Labouche, our junior boxer. It's 4, 6, 8, 10, correct? That's the way you come up, right?
You can jump though. You don't have to go in that order. They would like to build you would like to build a fighter up, but no, there's been guys that have jumped from like say 4-round fight to the 10-round fight. Yeah.
Well, I want to talk about how retarded this sentence is, because like all of his fights go the distance, even when he just sucks and he's dancing around the ring.
And not only that, Lee, Chavez might have been a better boxer 10 years ago. Chavez Jr. quit the other day because he hurt his nose in the ring. Like Anderson Silva, it needs to know Chavez Jr. is a fucking bully. You slap him around. As soon as Chavez Jr. realizes that his power isn't going to hurt you and you keep punching him, he usually just fucking, like a bully, shells up and starts crying and quits. So, no, he's not today. No, he's not a better boxer, and I'm saying boxer because he was never a better fighter than Anderson Silva. Boxer, possibly in his prime, but not today. No, this guy quits on a dime.
All right, Miguel, I'm better than him. I'm a better fighter. I can beat him because I'm a better fighter, but I'm not overconfident at all. Miguel, is he overconfident?
Yes, 100%. I mean, just listen to that, like. Come on now. I understand where he's coming from because it's the fact that he's like, I'm coming from a strictly boxing background, and Anderson hasn't fought in a boxing fight in fucking forever. So I get it, right? And hell, who the fuck knows? Knowing Anderson at this age probably can't take a punch. If Chavez Jr. will let his fucking hands go, maybe we'll get to see him knock out Anderson. Maybe if he lets his fucking hands go. But when he throws a punch and it happens to not land right or doesn't do the damage that he expects, and Anderson is still there throwing back, he's going to shrink. He's going to fucking wilt. We know it. What is he going to complain about? Elbows? It was like, no, dude, this is an MMA fight. Quit complaining about something. He's going to find something to, low blows. He's going to turn to the ref like he knows how to do and complain about something. And then, Anderson's going to take advantage of that shit. So can he knock Anderson out? Yes, he can. Will he? No, he fucking won't. So
Chavez, yeah, 100%. Chavez Sr. better make him walk home if he loses this fight.
All right, Andrew. They say Anderson Silva wants to fight you, so I never saw Anderson Silva fight in the UFC because it's too old, Chavez Jr. said. I know he's a legend. I respect him. I think it's a very interesting fight these days. That's the most important thing. I think it's a very good fight. Andrew, is it a really good fight?
No, the whole card's bullshit. I'm not watching this one either.
Yeah, you are. Yeah, you are. We're all going to illegally stream it. I know the truth about us.
I'm not. No, I got no interest in seeing Camacho Jr. fight Chavez Sr. I watched the Arce one. I watched that one. Don't get it twisted.
Don't get it twisted.
I did watch that one, but no, Camacho Jr. No, this is a joke, Lee. I don't even know what Anderson Silva is above this. I'm dead serious. Chavez Sr. is not. He's done this a lot, so he's kind of turned into this exhibition type fighter out there in Mexico, putting a lot of these things on for fundraisers or whatever he's doing it for, just to get punched in the head. But Anderson Silva, he's above Chavez Jr. This is a joke. Would not be surprised if he wins the fight just on being more of a man. Chavez Jr. never grew out of being a junior. He's a bully. He's a boy that if you slap him around enough, he will fucking cower to you. And he probably will do the same to Anderson. You guys know a lot about Anderson. I don't know how he takes punches, how his chin is today at 46. But if he's still the man he was in the UFC, he should be able to beat.
Yes.
He should be able to beat Chavez Jr.
He can take a beating pretty well. Miguel, final quote. I think the knockout is a great possibility in this fight because it's 180 pounds. The day of the fight, we'll both weigh like 190 or 200. I'm not even going to read the rest. Do we all want to bet that he's going to weigh like 220, 230 on the day of the fight? Like, that's what I'm more interested in. He's going to come in with like a fucking gut, all right? For him to be at 180 and then claimed to be blowing up higher than. Dude, he's a middleweight. What the fuck?
Yeah. I mean, just look at his fight. I mean, I forgot who it was. Fonfara, I think, that knocked him out. Like, he looked soft at that, and that was at light heavyweight at 175. And it's like, dude, you're gonna fight 5 pounds heavier than that. I'm sure he's gonna come in heavy, even heavier, come fight night. But like, Anderson is more of a svelte kind of dude. I don't think he's gonna come in that heavy after the weigh-in. But I mean, I don't know. It's just like he's gonna come in there heavy as fuck, looking soft. I'm talking about Chavez. But oh, Jesus Christ, yeah, he's gonna come in there over 200. I suspect.
Wow.
Chavez Jr. quit. He quit in the last fight, right?
Yes.
Oh, against Jacobs, was it?
No, the Mexican, the undefeated Mexican kid.
Yeah.
Right. That's right. In the gym, right?
Yeah, man. Like that was all built for him and his dad that night. That was supposed to be their night. So he loses that fight. I got no faith in Chavez Jr. right now. No, I think Silva can beat this guy in boxing. It's going to be sad.
In the next week, we will probably start to get more of a fight angle and all of that, but I'll do the early predictions now. Andrew, how does the fight turn out?
You said it's 8 rounds?
Yeah.
I think Anderson Silva wins 6 of them. I think the fight starts off. I think it starts off in Chavez's favor. Then he starts realizing he's not going to do anything, can't get the guy out of the way. Silva realizes mentally he can break this guy just by fucking with him and does that. Wasn't he an intimidator in the ring in his heyday back in the UFC?
Yeah, he'd bring his hands down and just kind of clown around and shit like that. Ultimately, they got him knocked out. But I mean,
he shoots from his hip.
Yeah,
he actually shoots his punches from his hips.
Yeah, he can throw. He can. But it's just when he gets a little confident in there, he puts his hands down, and that's fucked him up in the past a couple of times actually. So I mean, hopefully he doesn't do that shit here. But I see, knowing his personality, he's gonna try to showboat a little bit and hot dog in the ring. I'm sure.
As he should.
Yeah, maybe I'll watch a few of his highlight reels to get a better grasp of his stand-up before I make my final prediction, Lee.
Miguel, are you ready for a prediction?
He is a jab.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, you can fucking beat Chavez with the jab right now. Chavez don't really want this sport, man. He wants the money. He's always wanted the money. He's in love with the private jets and the cars and all everything that comes with being a Chavez. But he don't want that workout. He don't want to go in there and actually fight. No. You heard him. He'll walk.
Oh, Miguel, prediction.
I said this from the jump. I'm gonna go with Anderson. I just don't see Chavez, letting his hands go the way he has before, in the past, whenever he did back in his heyday at middleweight at 160, for fuck's sake, which is like 2012. So other than that, I don't see any other way of him winning. He's going to be too inactive. He's going to come in this fight. It's going to take place in Mexico. I'm sure he's going to come to this fight high as fuck. I believe it. He's going to smoke a blunt before he gets in the ring and then, be the same kind of Chavez wall we've seen. And we're going to see a professional performance by Anderson. Even if he doesn't whoop Chavez's ass, he's going to end up winning the 8-rounder, of course.
All right.
You know what would be sad is isn't Omar fighting on this card too?
Yeah.
Yes, he's fighting Canelo's brother.
Canelo's brother.
Yeah.
What a card.
Which I think they might have already fought once before.
Will both Chavez's sons take defeats this night? Because I know Omar hasn't been the same since his tragedy went down in the ring. That'd be sad, man, if both of his sons get beat before he comes out and beats the son of a dead guy. Hey, come here. I kicked your dad's ass. I'm going to kick your ass now, too. Here's a few fucking dollars. Go stand on them and beat your ass.
All right, we're going to play the game that has been missing from the show for quite some time. Here's how the game works. We have an expert panel of boxing experts. That would be those two guys over there. I'm going to ask them a question. You can bet yes, no, or the tie if you're playing along with somebody in the car. And here's the game. We all know it. Can he knock me out without spilling his beer? And today's contestant is Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. Here's how the game works. I'm standing in a beer line behind Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. I accidentally bump into him. He turns around and says, "What up, Dick?" And I go, "I don't know, Dick. What's up with you?" While he's holding a full beer. The question is, when he turns around to swing with whatever punching hand it is, will he knock me out without spilling his beer? Or not knock me out at all? It is yes, no, or a tie between the judges. Place your bets right now. We turn to the panel I start with you this time, Miguel. Does he knock me out without spilling his beer?
Huh. Okay. If he sucker punches you and you're not looking, maybe. But at this point, if you guys are already exchanging words and you're saying, "Hey, Dick, what's up your problem? Hey, Dick, what's your problem?" I'm gonna say no on both of those. Number one, he does spill his drink. Number two, he misses the shot.
Whoa!
Yeah.
Whoa! All right. Side note before we get to Andrew's answer, if he does connect, can I take the punch?
Yes. If he does connect, you're still taking the punch. Yeah.
All right. Cool. I'm glad to know that about me. I turn now to our expert and longest member of Fight Net Radio outside of myself, and crazy enough to be here for all these years, Andrew Labouche.
Yes, Lee. He's going to knock you out, and he's going to spill his beer. The kid hits hard. He's got the one left hook, man. You got to give him that. So, yeah, I wouldn't want to take one on the chin by Chavez Jr., but definitely don't see him holding on to his beer. It's going to be reckless. You guys both might fall down knowing Chavez.
So if you were betting along with that with your buddy in the car, the tie won. The tie won. Moving forward, De La Hoya accuses Canelo of ducking Charlo. Canelo tells Oscar to fuck himself. All right, so this went on last week, and it's the funniest exchange. I'm not going to read all of it. First, it was Oscar doing the, he kind of sucks. He leaves himself open. He's, he's this, he's that. He's not a very good fighter. Total ex-girlfriend bullshit, right? Like, he's bad in bed. He doesn't fuck that good. Not at all. I mean, I wouldn't take him back at all. I could find a better dick somewhere else, right? And then Canelo turns around and he's like, fucking get a life and go away. Much like an ex would say when another ex is being shitty. So here's my question. And I start with you, Andrew. Is this going to continue? Because I somehow enjoy this. Like, I feel Oscar's going to fight Canelo at this rate.
Oscar's really let me down with the Gilbert Ramirez angle. You're absolutely right, Lee. It's like he's doing it to put himself into a fight with Saul Alvarez more than his light heavyweight, undefeated light heavyweight that Canelo said he didn't want to fight. I don't know where to go with it. Oscar, he's a hurt promoter. It looked bad. It looked desperate last week. And the more he does this, the more he's pushing Ryan Garcia out of Golden Boy. I don't know. They might already know something. I'm not behind the scenes. They probably know Ryan's going to walk anyways, and that's not a surprise if he does. But if he wasn't, or if they don't know that, why would you get into a beef with the young man's team? I mean, Ryan, he trains under the Reynosos. He hangs out with Saul. They're always on Twitter together. Why would you start that? Garcia seems to be at least one of the faces of the future of boxing. He might not be the face, but he's going to be one of them. He's got the charm. He's got the speed, the power. He doesn't mind taking on challenges. So he fits the bill for someone that's going to be a front runner of the future of boxing. Why would you want to go and jeopardize that? Oscar's really weird how he won't leave Canelo alone. And I wouldn't leave him alone, but I would push the Ramirez fight way more than Oscar has.
Miguel Antonio Barragan, what is the turnout of this complete fuckery?
I mean, you pretty much hit the nail on the head with this sounding like an ex-girlfriend. He's basically saying like, "Nah, dude, your dick game is trash." That's pretty much what he's saying. In this game, and then Canelo's hitting back with his own, him saying like, "Yeah, well, you let me hit it anyway, so whatever." That's pretty much what this is happening here. So I mean, it's entertaining, with these like one line like jabs at one another, but it really is that ex-girlfriend that isn't going away. That's like is gonna try to tell everybody. All of his friends, like, yeah, his dick game's whack, yo. And it's just like, what the fuck? But that's pretty much what this has come down to. Yes, it is entertaining, and I do anticipate this continuing because just like bickering couples or couples that were exes, I'm pretty sure this is going to continue. And a couple of quotes, I'm sure, are going to come better quotes, I guess, down the line.
Well, having possibly no experience at all with people doing shitty things after breakups, this is excellent fun. Moving forward, Spence on Crawford missing Pacquiao sweepstake. Tell Bob Arum talk shit, but Heyman gets the job done. Joining us on the Newsmaker line is none other than Top Rank's Bob the Godfather. Hello! Good morning, Bob. What was that, Bob? Hairball! Cool, Bob. That's, did you have something to say about it? Yeah! When this Spencer Chase, whatever his name is, gets off his ass, he needs to fight a real champion in Crawford. That'd be a great fight. And I can't wait to make it. I was never trying to make the Pacquiao fight. That's just some pipe dream that the PBC came up with so that they could get the fight. I've always been trying to make Crawford versus Spence. That's all I'm after. Other than that, I'm going to get rid of Crawford because he's a single, not a double or a triple. He's just a single fighter. He might be the greatest of all time, but he just doesn't make the dollars. I mean, I would get more selling him on the open market. Oops, did I say that? Wow. Thank you for still being racist, Bob. I start with you, Andrew. Are you surprised that Spence is now talking shit about the whole thing?
You know, no, Spence is, you know, it's sad, you guys. Listen, I know everyone's like, oh, he's fighting Pacquiao. That's so cool. Dude, the guy's literally ducking the hardest fight of his career. And to sit here and kind of laugh at Crawford, that's why I wish Crawford would take my advice and literally go over and sign with the PBC. Lee, you're right. We've been right on it. The Aram don't want anything to do with Crawford anymore. He's come out publicly at least twice in this last year and said, look, I can't do anything with this guy. He doesn't promote himself. I can't promote him. All I'm doing is losing money on him. It's over. Like, the project's over. Terrence Crawford didn't pan out. We hardly see Top Rank do this to a fighter of his status, right? Undefeated, he's well known, undisputed in 2 divisions, but it just didn't work out. They didn't. The fans didn't connect. And now he's kind of in no man's land, not getting fights. Like, fuck, Josito fucking Lopez. Are you serious? That's the guy we might have to see Terrence Crawford fight next. And this is after all those other European guy. I don't even remember the names of half the white guys he's fought over from Europe that no one fucking gave 2 shits about when he signed them. So it's bad. I wish he would just leave, Bob. They would have a, you know, and go over to the PBC and just wreck these guys, man. Seriously. All of them. I would tell Al Heyman, I want you to start from the weakest, Danny Garcia, and move my way up. I want to fight all of them for fucking doing this to me for years. Seriously, I think Terrence Crawford could beat some of the PBC stable too in a few months. He doesn't have to fight twice a year. Twice every 2 years. He can fight 3 times in 1 year on some of these guys that are over there at the PBC. So it's sad. I don't like Spence at all. Spence seems like a little kid that hides behind his mom. That's Al Heyman, right? I can't come outside. He's like behind the front door. Just got the chain unlocked, just got his head out, acting like a little bitch. Won't come out and fucking fight. That's the hardest fight of his career, man. Everybody knows it. We've all called for it. And this is the shit we have. We have to watch him fight fucking Manny Pacquiao at 42. And then they're going to try to sell this as this is a great welterweight fight. No, it's not. No, it's not. The great welterweight fight is Terrence Crawford versus Spence, and he's scared to sign it. He's scared. And then he's supposed to think he's cool because he's getting away with not fighting it. I don't get it. And you know what? I'm not buying that fight. I guess I'm saying that a lot right now in the sport of boxing, but I'm not buying Spence. And you can stop saying that. I'm not buying Spence Crawford. Spence, I'm telling you, I'm done with this PBC bullshit, man. Crawford, Pacquiao, I let him slide. Pacquiao's just getting a check. And if Pacquiao wins, he wins, but he's just getting paid. He was looking for the highest dollar. Bob Arum wasn't writing free checks. He's done writing free checks. He told us that with Terrence Crawford. He told Terrence Crawford that. He's done with the free check shit. Al Heyman isn't. Al Heyman will write him still because it's not his money. And so so be it. Let him go over there and make money over there. I'm not mad at Pacquiao. Spence is the one that's a coward. He's the one that does not want to fight. He does not want to fight Terrence Crawford at all.
Miguel Antonio Barragan and sensitivity expert for the room. Number 1, human trafficking and or slavery from Top Rank Bob. Is that a little strong?
No. No, it was right on the money.
All right, good. How do you feel about this?
You know, considering that the majority of the welterweights, or I guess the notable welterweights, the name welterweights, are with PBC, and you know, Spence has defeated a couple of them. Being Porter and Danny, he has more credibility at welterweight specifically, considering Spence, or I'm sorry, Crawford is kind of on the outside looking in. He's coming. It appears as though Spence is coming from the standpoint of, I'm the most accomplished here. Like, I don't need you for my legacy. You need me more than I need you, kind of deal. And we're getting the same story from fucking Crawford. Crawford over here saying like, well, fuck it. That's not gonna happen. It's not gonna happen. Like, he's already lost all hope. I mean, we're definitely not holding our breaths for this fight, because it's gonna be one of those things where if it does happen, it happens later on down the line, where it doesn't matter as much as it does right now. Who I'm hearing I want to fight most from is Crawford. That is no doubt. I'm hearing I want to fight way the fuck more from Crawford, and and I guess Bob to some extent, but not so much from Spence. And Spence is coming off with this like cocky attitude, like entitled, kind of like, yeah, you know what? I've already accomplished what I got to accomplish. I'm over here collecting checks, fighting fucking guys like Manny Pacquiao. So I mean, I don't even think this fight's ever gonna happen, to be honest. Like, I feel bad for Crawford, I really do. But at this point, to touch on what Andrew was saying, like, he really does need to leave Bob and fucking Top Rank, because it's not gonna happen while he's over there. No fucking way in hell. At the very least, coming over to PBC, there is a better chance of it actually happening, and maybe still while they're both in their prime, and where the fight is still the best welterweight fight we can possibly get. Hopefully that happens, but at this point, I mean, I'm not gonna hold my breath for this one. I'm tired of it already.
There you go. Moving forward, it's that time. More Wilder updates, because he continues to talk crazy shit. We talked about this earlier. The only reason I bring the story up, because we did talk about it earlier and I left it in, is quickly, what do we think? Because clearly Wilder's done training for the fight, and now he's going to just talk about the fight for the next, month. So a month and a half, because training camp is over. So I start with you, Andrew. What do you think is going to be the next excuse for losing the fight?
No, I don't think he's going to come up with any more excuses. He'll just keep echoing the ones he already has. A big problem with when he starts getting punched in the face again, he breaks mentally quicker this time, because he's going to notice, oh, the gloves are fucked. Wouldn't it be crazy if he starts screaming during the next fight, hey, check his gloves, check his gloves. He's doing it again. Look, I'm all fucked up. Like, dog, damn it. Deontay, are you quitting? The fuck's going on right now? But yeah, it's going to be amazing if he starts saying the guy's tampering his gloves during the fight. He's almost, he's kind of brainwashed himself in this whole conspiracy, right? So who the fuck knows? If he starts getting hit again, he just might go to that.
Miguel, do you think we're going to get a new excuse in the coming week?
I do think we're gonna get a new excuse. Once he loses again, it's gonna be man, I don't know what the hell it's gonna be. It's gonna be like the canvas of the ring or some shit or something. Like, it has to be something. He's gonna try to come up. He's gonna be creative and come up with something new. It's obviously not gonna work, but I mean, I kind of feel bad for him, because I feel that he's mentally so fragile that he can't just. It's better for him to accept the fact that he got his ass handed to him fair and square and move on, than to try to hold on to some like bogus ass excuse for the reason he lost. It's like he just cannot get over the fact that there was a better heavyweight out there that whooped his ass, and that's affecting him, mentally. I don't know that's going to help him coming into this third fight. I mean, I think it's going to be worse because he's that fragile, But I mean, I just, he's so in his own bizarro world in his head that I don't think he can come to terms with the fact that a better heavyweight beat him twice, honestly. But yes, I'm positive he's going to come up with something else. The cushioning, the foam was too slow on the canvas, or the ring ropes, or some shit. I'm sure he'll come up with something.
I have to ask this. It begs a question, so let me ask the question. Do you really think Deontay Wilder's buying all this bullshit?
Oh, hell yeah. In his head, you best believe it. That dude is so, like, out of touch with reality right now. You best believe he's believing it, yeah.
Andrew, do you believe he believes?
That's how he works himself up for the fight. You know, he gets into these characters, but what's wrong is the characters worked 40 something times. Even in his fight where he the first fight with Tyson Fury, his character helped him in the 9th and 12th round. He got the knockdowns. He thought he knocked him out. So everything's always worked. The rematch, he really got his butt kicked, man. I mean, seriously, the guy looked bad in that ring. You guys seen him? He was holding his arm and he's bleeding from his ear, man. It looks terrible.
He had that like deer in the headlight look.
That's because my walkout clothes were too heavy, and my gloves were tampered with, and my trainer was brand new.
His
and
costume,
it was Tuesday,
is he going to bring a costume out this time? I mean, that mentally can play with him, right? He's going to have people laughing. You know, Tyson Fury fans are going to be laughing at him. Hey, how heavy's your costume this time as he's walking in? That might fuck with him getting in the ring.
He's going to overthink it. He's going to overthink it.
Hold on. I just thought about this. What are the odds Tyson Fury comes out in the same outfit for the fight? Just to be a dick. He wears the Super Shredder outfit walking out to the ring.
He should have the same exact one made too. That'd be fucking.
You realize now that I said it, this is gonna float up the food chain,
well,
and I guarantee
you could try.
Oh my god!
Try sending them that.
Whoever listens to this, that's a top rank, please pass that along. Fury needs to come out in the Shredder outfit. That is just fucking awesome. When it happens, you heard it here first on Fight Net Radio, and I don't want to hear, oh, he's been planning it for months. Nope. He was planning it since about June 9th, whenever somebody told him the idea. And
it left the costume and went to the glove, though, on. Magically, the weight of the costume disappeared when the costume designers came out and was like, it weighed maybe 6 pounds.
Yeah, maybe. Like his gloves weren't 10 ounces or 8 ounces. They were 40 pounds.
Yeah, that's going to be next. Tyson Fury is going to ask for like the lightest possible gloves, which would be way fucked up for this fight. But hey, let's.
You guys remember when he came out in the Batman costume to Klitschko? There's one classic photo where Klitschko's talking at the podium and Tyson Fury's just staring at him in the Batman helmet on. He looks so stupid.
I'm gonna look that up.
Does anybody care that Malignaggi thinks that Wilder is going to get smoked by Fury in the trilogy, or is that just funny to me? Because when I saw the headline, I went, "That's just funny." First of all, who cares what Paul Malignaggi says, other than the fact he's got a contract to do announcing on Showtime, and really nobody watches boxing on Showtime anyway.
Didn't he get fired because of the Deontay Wilder Fury fight?
Yes. He was talking some smack about Deontay, and Showtime and PBC were like, "Nah, bro, that's not how it works here."
Wow.
Yep.
Well, that begs the question: is he just being a dick, or is he accurate? According to Andrew, it's accurate. According to you, Miguel, is it accurate?
Can we say both? I think he's just good at being a dick.
He's just a bitter girl. He's a bitter girlfriend too.
He's a bitter girlfriend. Yes, he is right here. He is. I do agree with him, but he's still a bitter girlfriend nonetheless. Yes.
All right. Well, that takes us to the bitter girlfriend event of the evening, and when I mean that, that's going to be first of all, this is a good place to put in a commercial. Go to fightnetradio.media. Check us out. Andrew Labouche, Miguel Antonio Barragan. My name's Lee Honish. Please click on any one of these buttons. Follow Miguel on Instagram and YouTube at FightFiendMigs. You can follow me as well as on Instagram. You can pick up everything about the show as well as the video. If you're listening to the audio, this is your chance right now. Run over. Get ready. We're going to review the fight and actually watch some of the fight until Andrew's had enough of watching the fight. We'll see how it goes.
When you said that's what we're going to do.
Yeah, I know. And of course, check out our sponsor, Big Al's Tiki Bar. Just go to bigalstikibar.com. And lastly, get yourself some Jizz Gelato at the Queen Victoria Market Shed. I shit you not, the F Shed, the Fuck Shed. He's in the Fuck Shed, Shop 5. He's in the F Shed, the Fuck Shed, Shop 5. He's going to love that. This is like a big moment. He listens to the show, which is hilarious to me. All right, here it is, kids. The moment you've all been waiting for. The Night of 1,000 Stars started off that evening with Chad Ochocinco going to a draw or whatever the hell that was, where he gets dropped in the 4th round by a guy who was 0-1, who clearly had the same boxing skill that he did, except the fact that he clearly had more boxing skills and waited all night for one punch. Let's start with that one, because I know you guys all watched this like I did. First car crash of the evening. Chad Ochocinco and the windmill machine that started for the first 3 rounds, because that's what it was. It was 2 retarded people. And by the way, for those of you, I'll check with my sensitivity expert. They were retarded, right? Like they were mentally challenged.
They were spasming. It was bad.
It was bad. Okay, the windmill fight that abruptly almost ended, where Chad gets knocked down, almost knocked out, and then puts his hand up going, "Good one, bro. Good one." Which is the funniest part of the punch that fucked him up. I start with you, Miguel. Did you enjoy it as much as I did?
Well, I mean, I don't think so. It sounds like you've enjoyed it thoroughly. I didn't enjoy it. I don't think I enjoyed it that much. There was a lot of flailing, a lot of, clinching. I mean, I think both these guys are right-handed, but they fucking fought in southpaw stance. I don't know. I could be wrong. I don't know. I'm familiar with who they are, but beyond that, that's it. But no, I definitely was not entertained by it. It was, I mean, there's 2 amateurs. What can I say? I do like the fact that these guys, went in there and they kind of sort of threw down. They did look very green, like the way they were avoiding punches. It looked bad. It looks like a high school fight where 2 dudes who don't want to get punched in the face. But ultimately it went down how it went down.
It was clear that he didn't like getting hit. Let me set the stage of why I enjoyed this so much. First of all, it was the grand opening of Big Al's Tiki Bar. My friend Derek literally called people at 4:30 and looked at me and said, and I quote, "Do we have any food?" As I'm walking in with my food prep for the week. If you don't know, I'm keto, so I had an entire tray of ribs for the week. And he goes, "Do we have any food?" And I look down at my tray of ribs and I go, "I guess." To which he then invited 4 guys that all look like linebackers over to the house and to Big Al's Tiki Bar. And yeah, we like the whole room ate this up with a fucking fork, Andrew. Like we ate it up with a fork. Did you find joy in the fight?
I didn't watch the fight. I seen the knockdown through a highlight on ESPN. But no, I didn't watch the fight. The only, that's cool that they're all trying to be fighters. There's an old saying that you always think you fight better than what you actually can do. And I think Ocho Cinco probably realized that when he got in the ring. So hopefully...
Is that what's happening to me now that I'm back in shape, Andrew? I fight better in my head than I think I do.
Oh, yeah. They say that about all of us, Lee. When we're imaginary, you're doing your shadow boxing, you never lose, right? You're always winning. So, not going to always win when you're out there fighting for reals. And
are you telling me that reliving my high school wrestling days and my jiu-jitsu in the past, it's just happening in my head? It's not real anymore? Wow, I'm kind of let down at this moment. And I'm starting to find out that you didn't invest any time into what was a completely fascinating evening, because the second fight was the best fight of the night. Luis Arias, who flat out said Jarrett Hurd's basically a piece of shit who blew up in weight and he's overhyped and a joke, wins the decision in a very action-filled fight. So I start with you, Miguel, because you watched it like I did. It was a banger. It was a banger, and Arias fucking took it.
He did. I mean, I was, I got to be honest. I was really disappointed in Hurd. I was hoping for a better performance. I was
a Hurd guy. I was for a long time. I've talked about it on the show. I went and saw Hurd live in Vegas, and I like Swift. I thought he had the fucking game, and I thought he would come back.
Yeah, I don't know what the hell is up with Hurd. Like, he's just not the same. He's just not the fucking same. He's not the dude who, he beat Laura. He's not that guy anymore, man. It's just like, what the fuck is I'm one loss doesn't, dictate everything, right? I still wanted to see him and Charlo, even if they each have a fucking loss to 154 Charlo. I forget which one's which. I was so into that. I'm like, yes, I don't care if they each have a loss. I don't give a flying fuck. I still want to see them fight. After seeing this performance by Hurd, I'm like, oh shit, something's off. He's not, I don't know. Maybe it's just me, but he does not the fucking
weight
same.
Loss, weight gain, weight loss,
whatever, the fucking dreads. He looks like, I don't know, a fucking junior middleweight, Shannon Briggs basically in there. Sucking wind and shit. So I mean, it sucks, but hey, nonetheless, a great win by Arias. He pulled that shit off. He was the underdog.
It was a good fight. It was fun to watch. It was the best fight of the night, hands down, no question about it. Andrew, did you watch the highlights?
No. Arias used to be a TMT guy.
Yeah.
He fought under Mayweather. He was kind of like Jay Leon Love, prospects that didn't go anywhere, so Mayweather just cut him loose. Lost to Daniel Jacobs. I thought, did he lose? He might have lost to Rosado too. But just he's a nobody. Jared Hurd is he made it to the top and he didn't know how to handle it, if you ask me. That's what I take from Hurd. Hurd became a champion and stopped training. Something, you keep saying something happened. He lost his drive. He lost his fire. Because he was there. We all seen him fight Lara. We know he had the skill. And then it just goes away. I mean, he has 3 good fights: Austin Trout, Tony Harrison, and Lara.
Yep.
Right there, he's on top of the world. And then it just all goes downhill from there. So to me, he got superstardom. He didn't know how to handle it.
It's hard to get back on the grind when you win. I mean, that's the bottom line with all fighters, right?
You gotta train harder, right? Don't they say, because now you're the Super Bowl team. You're the guy everyone's gunning for. Everybody's they got everything to lay on the line when they face you. And so he didn't step his game up. It actually declined. So no, Hurd's starting to turn into a nobody really fast. I mean, those 3 names I landed on you, those aren't the biggest names. I ain't getting them into a Hall of Fame or anything. So if he doesn't turn this career around soon, becomes a nobody.
Which takes us to our co-main event of the evening. Andrew, you didn't miss anything at all, and you didn't need to watch SportsCenter for this. Badu Jack beats a complete nobody from Argentina who filled in after the 4 drug scandal of the guy he was scheduled to fight, which really probably would have been the best fight of the night. What a fucking clusterfuck for an undefeated guy. All right, so this dude from Argentina, whose name is, what was Dervin Colina from Argentina, where they found this dude, brought him in at the last minute with an undefeated record to basically get jacked the fuck up by Badu Jack. Get it? Get it? See what I did there? Jacked up by Badu Jack. See what I did? All right. Miguel, did we learn anything from this fight whatsoever?
Well, that Colina isn't like a legit fighter. Shit. I mean, just seeing the way he fell on that last knockout or knockdown up against the ropes like that, and then he just kind of stayed down for the count. I mean, we didn't really say anything that we haven't already fucking seen. We know Badu is a legit dude. We know that dude has been through some fucking scraps. We've seen his bloody face. We've seen his blood on Tony Weeks' shirt. It is a shame that I already forgot who the fuck is his original. What's his name? Right, Jean Pascal. That would have been a fucking killer ass fight. I would be down to see that, because I think what did they fight? Was it a rematch or a draw?
It's a rematch of a fucking war they had.
Yeah, that's right. So I was looking forward to that shit, and then I mean, I'm not gonna say I was surprised, because I mean, look at Jean Pascal's physique. That motherfucker is a damn statue. So
I don't know
not surprised
anything about what you're talking about.
Right,
drugs.
Exactly.
And such,
and nothing else. Exactly, performance.
Nothing else. It's all keto.
It's all natty. You're all natty.
I'm all natty.
All natty. That's just like Jean Pascal. But I mean, just seeing the way Kalima hit the canvas a couple of times is like, oh, come on, bro. Yeah, we saw nothing. It was nothing entertaining whatsoever.
There you go. Andrew, you missed nothing.
Yeah.
I know I didn't, Leas. I didn't tune in.
Well, I'll tell you the one that we all tuned in for. Did you manage to find a feed of it, Miguel?
No, I just saw bits and clips of it, and things froze. I mean, I was trying to get it, but no.
They hacked all the sites in about the 4th round.
Yeah.
No. I can tell you for a straight up fact that they hacked it in the 4th round, because I was on our sponsor, VIPFrontRow.net. As well as every other site you gave me was literally torn. The sites were torn down in the 4th round.
I thought it was just because I was in transit, in Tijuana. I was like, all right, cool. But dude, apparently there is no pay-per-view in Tijuana, because I got there and it happened to be on TV. I'm like, oh, great. But they were it was already over. It was basically I've done this before. I've been in Tijuana hotels watching UFC fights for free. Basically, there's no pay-per-view or something like that. So I've done that shit, and I didn't realize that they would have it. So I went ahead and tuned in, and it was the post-fight press conference. Oh shit.
Yeah. So the fight happened. Andrew, have you managed to watch any of the highlights or anything about this fight whatsoever?
Yes, I watched the part where he, I don't know, was throwing,
knocked him almost out and then held him up.
Yeah, I didn't take that as what everyone else seen it. Listen, when you knock someone out, you you can't hold him up in the way that Floyd was holding him up, because remember when the best way to describe it is when Hagler knocked out Hearns, the only reason why Hearns is up is because he's leaning over the back of Hagler. As soon as Hagler moves, Hearns falls like a sack of fucking potatoes. And Paul wasn't leaning over Floyd. Floyd had his arm up. There's no way Floyd would have held him up if the dude's legs totally gave out. That kid's 190 pounds, fucking 30-something pounds heavier than Floyd. He wouldn't have been able to hold him up. He would have dropped him. So I thought, that was people stretching there, trying to act like Floyd did more than what actually happened in the ring.
So far, Andrew's made it 1 minute through the fight, which is quite spectacular and longer than I thought it would be.
I'm not watching it. My computer's off.
Thank God. It's great commentary in the background. I turned to you, Miguel. I did watch the fight like a mental patient, and then watched it again like a mental patient. For those of you who didn't watch it or you're watching it right now, I don't know how far we'll get into it. Floyd carries him really just trying to figure out how hard the kid can hit or what he's actually got staying away from it.
From
For
the
at least the
highlights
first
I saw,
2 rounds.
Yeah, he just took the shots. From what I saw, it was just like, all right, let's see how hard he can hit, and that's it.
Right. And then once he had it all gauged and whether or not he was still fast enough, then he went on this weird 2 or 3 round tear of just showing that he could dodge his punches and then pop him in the face for shits and giggles, which we all know that he could do. And then what was it? 5 or where was the big shot? The shot's like 5 or 6, I want to say, the big shot. By the way, is that Shaq in the front row by Leonard Ellerby?
Well, do you have it up on the screen? Because I'm not seeing it.
Yeah.
No, I'm seeing something else.
Am I not screen sharing? It says we're screen sharing.
It says I see box punch stats.
Well, there you go. Yeah, there it is, and I don't know why. Why it hates me. All right, hold on.
Because I hacked it, Miguel. I won't allow you to see
really
it either.
Did hack it, bro. What is up with your hacking here? Hold on.
Blocking.
Switch screens or windows. All right, let's try this now. I'm gonna put it on. Wow, there it is. All right, I'm gonna try it again. Start sharing. There you go. Is that showing it now?
Okay. Oh, here we go. Yes. It's
all right.
A little choppy, but there you go.
Yeah, all right. Well, it's not going to be perfect, which probably would get us blackballed by everybody as copywritten material, which it shouldn't be copywritten material. It should be given away for free. I think Floyd took a couple of his real shots, and once he figured out that, like this first round, okay,
where the fuck is Logan Paul's training here? He just goes all out like a school brawl.
Okay, so here's what I think. I, honest to God, think that this is Rocky Balboa, the movie, right? Like, when they're getting ready to start, Floyd's like, don't fuck around. Don't fuck around, and I'll carry your ass, and it'll be a draw. And he got all full of himself by the end of round 1. And for those of you who didn't see it, this is the best moment for Paul, and I don't know which Paul it is, period. It's one of them. Logan, only because it says it on the screen. Is at the end of this round. Like, this is his best flurry in the entire fight in round 1. Period. And I think he actually caught Floyd once hard enough where Floyd was like, all right, fuck you. And then this fight changes. I think he takes one more round of sort of pacing this whole thing out. And then he literally starts jacking the dude up in the next few rounds, including the infamous knockdown. Here it is. This is the best moment for Logan Paul in the entire fight. CompuBox numbers back that all the way up. 100% all the way up. It's coming up in 3, 2, 1. It's right here on the turn. Come on, make your turn. And then he just goes bananas ape shit, and he fucking gassed himself in the final 10 seconds. I think his corner yelled to him 10 seconds, and he just jumped him. Right? Yep. Look, this is it. This is the biggest flurry in the entire round. And I think that uppercut is the one that caught Floyd, and Floyd's like, all right, fuck this dude. He's walking back to the ring saying, fuck this dude. You can see it on his face in this fight. I mean, this is straight up. It's supposed to be an exhibition, right? And that's legitimately what happened here. And to carry it on out, that's probably the biggest highlight of the fight. The rest of it is Floyd doing exactly what we thought he would do, which is he was able to dodge. Yeah, and the funny part is the outcome of this fight, and I'm sure you guys have all seen it, and that's what we're going to talk about to end out this show. The fact that everybody's doing Floyd got old in the ring. I don't know that Floyd got old in the ring. I think Floyd fought exactly as hard as he needed to make $50 million. And that wasn't very hard at all. Like, at no point is he breathing hard. At no point is he ever in trouble. At no point. But Floyd does the right thing after the fight because he was the good guy in the fight, right? Logan Paul after the fight says, I don't like being the dick. This is all staged. This is straight up pro wrestling 101, right? Floyd plays the good guy. Logan's the bad guy. I don't like being the dank. Well, you're a dick in real life, so it's not a hard play for you, dude. Floyd, who's never been a good guy, actually does the good guy thing and go, oh, he surprised me. With what? 10 seconds in round one. That's what he the funniest part is when Logan Paul's corner actually tells him that he won a round, which to me is the funniest fucking thing ever on the he didn't win a single round.
No.
From this point forward in the fight, literally, Floyd is able to not get hit at all and really fucks him up. I mean, kind of systematically. I think Floyd is almost punishing him. I mean, he's pulling his punches, but he wrapped him a couple of times just to be kind of shitty about it after the first round. And that is the story of Floyd Mayweather and Logan Paul.
Look at Leonard Ellerby in the back there, just like on the phone. He's like, yeah, we're just watching this fucking exhibition. Nothing major. Just handling business. He's like, hey, can I get Uber up to my room, my Uber Eats real quick?
First of all, can Leonard Ellerby get a hotter chick with the kind of money he should theoretically have with a cigar in his hands? Like, maybe she's hotter than I'm giving her credit for, but she's not that hot for a dude that's, right there. Maybe that's Shaq's wife. I don't know. All right, Miguel, what's your takeaway from the fight?
Well, I mean, we knew what was going to happen, right? It wasn't
not a fight.
Exactly. It's an exhibition. Like, I mean, are we going to go as far as calling it a fight? Are we going to say that since it was actually a draw? Like, is Floyd now 50-0 and 1 or whatever, right? With a fucking draw? Come on now, this is fucking ridiculous. But I think that the only flurry that Paul had in that first round was pretty much it. It looked like he wasn't even really trying to really hurt him with those punches, but rather just topple him over with the weight of his fucking arms. It didn't even look like he was really legitimately trying to land those shots. He was just throwing them, and it was bad. It was sloppy as shit. It was obvious that Floyd was carrying this motherfucker. We knew it was going to happen. It wasn't like it was anything nothing happened that surprised me during this fight here from while I'm watching the highlights here.
I haven't even seen anything in these highlights. What's going? These guys are dancing. They're not fighting.
I don't know how the crowd was into it. I don't know how the commentators tried to amp it up. I didn't even know who the hell was on the PPC commentating team. But I mean, this is bad, dude. This is really bad. The fact that these dudes, again, how many times are we going to do this? How many times are they going to continue insulting us with this bullshit, and people are going to tune in to pay for this crap? Come on now.
All right. So, let's start the round of questionings from this fight. And yes, there's questions for you, Andrew, that have nothing to do with the fight.
I got to go soon, Lee.
All right. I'm going to let you have the drop-off mic moment on this, and we'll end it
I don't really want it.
You will. You'll like it. Are we going to see more of this horseshit out of Floyd?
Well, no. Floyd said he doesn't want to do it anymore. Look, I don't think the numbers are good. This thing did not go viral. The stadium wasn't sold out. That was big. That the thing was half empty or whatever they said on the tickets they tried to sell. So, no, I just don't think it was a big turnout. And Floyd he doesn't need this. He says he doesn't need it. We like to believe him, right? That he has the money that boxing gave him still, and so no, he doesn't have to put on shows like this. Hopefully, this was such a dud where he doesn't want to embarrass himself anymore. I don't know.
Miguel?
Yes, I'm starting to get the impression that he's losing money. He needs the money to be doing this kind of shit. I honestly don't think that this is enough. I'm almost positive he is going to try to do it again. We might even see, depending on how Jake Paul and Tyron Woodley go down, we might even see Floyd and the other Paul brother, the rematch, the revenge or whatever bullshit they're going to try to cup it up as. But yes, I 100% am convinced that Floyd is going to do this again.
All right, here's the last thing, and I'm going to let Andrew go, and we're going to get out of here. Andrew, my prediction, which is all anybody cares about, my crazy fucking predictions. After Pacquiao fights Spence, Floyd Mayweather, Manny Pacquiao, which I've told you is going to happen still. finally goes down, and it's both of their final fights as an exhibition. Andrew Labuschagne, reaction.
Yeah, that I could totally see something like that going down, Lee. That's a fight. That's a fight that is going to be like the Duran Leonard situation. They could bring it back at any time, and the fans, their fan bases will show up to watch. So yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see Floyd take a fight like that. No, sir.
Final word, Miguel Antonio Barragan.
Yeah, that's plausible, specifically in the sense of an exhibition fight. And knowing the kind of businessman Floyd is, I would not be surprised if they would actually host that fight in the Philippines. That would be fucking huge. I'm sure it will. I'm sure with the right amount of money, he will fly out there and have an exhibition fight with Manny in the Philippines. So yes, I do think that fight is still on the table, and it may even happen over there.
And I'm going to do the mic drop since Andrew doesn't want to do it. And it comes from FightNet Radio on Facebook. Go see fight.net.radio on Facebook. And it's a meme that floated around. No Spence versus Crawford. No Jermell versus Andrade. No Teofimo versus Haney. No Pacquiao fights with Vada, which is funny. No Joshua versus Wilder. No Joshua versus Fury. No Tank versus a top lightweight. No Shakur versus Valdez. No Crawford versus Porter. No Beterbiev versus Bivol. No Ryan Garcia versus Haney. No Ryan Garcia versus Teofimo. No Gary Russell Jr. against anybody, for God's sakes. No Loma versus Haney. But supposedly this fight is hurting boxing. This is FightNet Radio. Go to fightnetradio.media. We will be back next week.